I've never told anyone this story, mostly because no one would believe me, but I need to let it out. Maybe by speaking it I can finally stop seeing his face in my dreams. Maybe then, I'll stop hearing his voice when I'm alone. It started during my sophomore year of college. I'd been paired with a new roommate, Adam. He was a transfer student, quiet, polite, maybe a little intense, but we got along fine. We didn't talk much outside of the occasional small talk or shared meals, but that was okay. I liked my space and he respected that. There wasn't anything particularly strange about him at first, just a few odd habits. He kept a small leather-bound notebook that he never let out of his sight. He always locked his desk drawer even when we were both in the room, and he had this habit of staring out the window at night, for hours. We lived on the third floor, facing the woods behind the campus. I once joked about how he probably saw deer or raccoons. He didn't laugh, he just turned to me, eyes wide, and said, "You have no idea what's out there." Something watches from those trees. I brushed it off as paranoia or late-night overthinking. College stress messes with you, but I'll never forget the way he said it. Like he wasn't afraid of being laughed at, like he knew I wouldn't understand. One night, everything changed. It was late, around 2 a.m. The dorm was quiet. I had just finished studying and crawled into bed. Adam was already asleep, or at least I thought he was. He was lying on his side, facing the wall, breathing slow and steady. I remember waking up suddenly. No noise, no nightmare, just a jolt. Like something deep inside me had screamed, "Wake up!" The room felt off. The air was heavy, still. And Adam wasn't in his bed anymore. At first I assumed he'd gone to the bathroom, but I waited. 5 minutes, 10, still nothing. I checked the hallway, empty. Bathrooms? No one. I even checked the stairwell. Silence. I went back to the room, trying to shake the unease. Maybe he went out for air, but his shoes were still there. So was his jacket, his wallet, his keys. His bed was cold. That's when I noticed something strange. His notebook. The one he never let out of his sight. It was lying open on the desk. I know I shouldn't have read it, but I did. It wasn't what I expected. No class notes or journal entries, just pages and pages of dates, symbols, and one sentence repeated over and over in increasingly erratic handwriting. It comes for those who see it. The last page had something new, my name, written over and over. And beneath it, a line I'll never forget. He saw it too. I slammed the notebook shut and backed away. My skin felt like ice. Every hair on my body stood on end, and then the window creaked. Slow, deliberate. I turned toward it. It was wide open. But we never opened that window. I walked over cautiously, heart pounding so hard I thought it might crack my ribs. I leaned out. Nothing but darkness, just the woods below, thick and unmoving. But then I saw it. A figure, standing at the edge of the trees, unmoving, watching. I blinked. It was gone. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Morning came and Adam never returned. I told the RA, the campus police, even his parents were contacted. No one found anything. His phone was still charging by his bed. His ID, his books, his entire life, left behind like he'd just stepped out for a second and never came back. The school called it a runaway case, said maybe he cracked under the pressure, disappeared on purpose. But I know what I saw. I know that something took him. I tried moving on. I switched dorms, tried to forget. But the dreams started soon after. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to the sound of scratching at my window, whispering, a voice that sounded like his, saying my name. One night I found a note slipped under my door, just like the one he'd written. It comes for those who see it. That was the last straw. I dropped out a month later, moved back home, but the nightmares haven't stopped. Every window I look out of at night, I half expect to see that figure again. And sometimes, when it's really quiet, I swear I hear someone breathing on the other side of the glass. If you ever find yourself sharing a room with someone who seems to know things they shouldn't, someone who stares at the woods like they see something the rest of us can't, don't wait for them to disappear. Because once you've seen it too, it starts watching.